Today, I am super excited because we have a featured guest. Miss Lucinda Cross, Mrs. Lucinda Cross is the CEO of Activate Worldwide and ActivateYourLife.org. She is an entrepreneur, motivational superstar, and best-selling author who tells it like it is. If you want inspiration, authenticity, and straight talk with business and personal development leaders, then Lucinda Cross is your go-to. She is a certified business coach and TV lifestyle expert. As I mentioned earlier, she is the CEO of two personal and professional development companies, Activate Worldwide LLC and ActivateYourLife.org brands, which include the Big Ask, We Nation, and Activate Your Life Leadership Training. After this short intro video, I have the great pleasure of bringing to you on today's episode, Miss Lucinda Cross. To bring in Lucinda Cross. Yay! So good to see you, and thank you so much for taking the time and allowing me to interview you for the Blueprint.
Thank you for having me. I'm just honored. So thank you so much for exposing me to your network.
Oh, this is great because I love what you do. I like to say that I quietly stalk you. So, so I appreciate the opportunity to bring you to my viewership and to give you an opportunity to share about what you do and how did you get to that place? Because I like to talk to my audience about designing their life, and everybody has challenges and mountains and issues that we come across. But look, you talk about activate your world and activate your life. So there's no better way to do a blueprint for your life and achieve your goals and visions than what you bring to the world. So share with us how you do what you do and how did you even start doing it?
So for me, it came from my own necessity, right? There's a saying that says, innovation is necessity is the mother of innovation. And in saying that, I needed to become my own best client. And so the things that I didn't see and I didn't get out of the world in my entrepreneurial journey, I said, well, maybe what if I'm the one that needs to create it? What if I need to become my own client? And I truly believe that, we all have our gifts, talents, skills, and abilities, but how are we able to transfer those skills, talents, skills, and gifts and ability that God has given us to use for ourselves? And so I said, God has given me this gift. He didn't just give me this gift to help others. He gave me this gift so I can help myself in the process of helping others. And so that's how Activate started. And one is because I was a huge procrastinator. I also battled with perfectionism. And so I said, there has to be millions of people who are also struggling with this, and they're kind of just sitting on their power that God has given them, and they're not doing anything with it. And so I've watched myself go from having a profitable idea to being, I say you can either be passionately profitable or passionately poor. And I've watched myself struggle, stepping over dollars to get coins because I wanted to be a good servant leader and not really realizing my worth and value. I deserve to be compensated for the value that I brought to the table. And so that's how Activate and the whole company was birthed, was based out of my own setbacks, how I've watched myself come up with great concepts and ideas for other people, and they are walking away making money, living the life, and I'm sitting back and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay my light bill. So something had to shift, but it came from, this is another saying I have, what wisdom doesn't teach you, rock bottom will. And basically, that's how we got here. I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit inside of me. Wasn't sure how to tap in and structure it in a way that can actually be a thriving business. And so I linked up with a mentor who helped me with that. But once again, what wisdom doesn't teach you, rock bottom will. And I had to, hit rock bottom a couple of times for me to say, girl, what are you procrastinating on? What are you over analyzing and thinking about it for? Just do it. And so here we are, known as the activator.
So I like what you said in terms of you first being your own client to help yourself. And what wisdom doesn't teach you, rock bottom will.
Mm-hmm.
And so talk about hitting rock bottom, because a lot of times everybody thinks like, when I see you doing what you do, I can't imagine that you ever hit rock bottom, that you ever had any challenges, because you do what you do with such finesse. Can
Mm-hmm.
you talk a little bit about the benefits of hitting rock bottom? Because somebody may be there right now and thinking
Yes,
that there's no turnaround point for them.
that's the sewing place. That rock bottom, it hurts. And there's some hard lessons, and you have to do a harsh reality check within yourself after you try to blame everyone else and everything. And so for me, that rock bottom looked like, being a single mom with two small children and trying to raise them, where everybody in my family thought I was crazy for following this dream. I'm looking and I'm sitting here and I have this degree in business and marketing, and they're like, what what are you doing following this business? That's crazy. Like, who does that? And then just, so for me, when you are in rock bottom, that's the place for you to realize that this is the sewing space, the place that you can begin again, the place that you can start to craft things out and design it the way that you want it to be. And without hitting rock bottom, sometimes you just kind of go along with just winging it in life. And this gives you the opportunity to sit back and create a plan and say, what worked, what didn't work, what do I need to stop, start, and continue? And that's how I live my life. Those three things. What do you need to stop, start, and continue, Lucinda, so that you're not constantly hitting rock bottom, and those moments that you're not feeling your best. And yes, I've been there. Like you said, a lot of times people see and it's like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this. But there's things that I had to, learn for myself, not to commingle funds in business. I had to learn how to balance my time. I had to learn how to focus on priorities. I had to learn, like I said, there was times where clients weren't paying on time, and that would affect my business. There's times where I wouldn't charge enough, right? Because, I'm like, this is my gift, and, let me just do this because they don't have a budget. But listen, my light bill, they could care less if I decided to charge what I was worth or not. And so I had to look at those harsh realities and say, are you going to still keep pushing even though you don't see the result that you want? Are you going to keep pushing even though these clients are not paying, even though people are not booking you to speak, even though your car is being towed, even though your family is like, I'm not going to support you and your kids because this is your idea of leaving, right? So
Oh my gracious. So, talking about designing it your way and taking a chance on yourself. Oh my gracious. That is, and then the fact that you say that people weren't even trying to support you. Your own family, people that you thought would be there and be in your corner and cheer you on. They're thinking, take that business and marketing degree and go work for somebody else.
and here's the thing, that's what made it even crazy, is because I was working at a great job and they're like, oh my gosh, you got a good job, you got this, you got that. Why would you leave? What's the problem? And your children are what? And even to, who I was with at that time, my children's father, he was like, why? That's dumb. You're dumb for doing that. Why would you want to leave? And I'm not helping you. You're gonna sit here and be a dream chaser for all your life. He's like, all you're gonna do is just keep chasing these dreams. Like what are you gonna do with this college degree that you have? That's dumb. That's a dumb move. So listen, I said that's dumb as I was walking to the bank. And I said that was dumb as I was getting off of CNN. Right. And
Yes.
that was when New York Times put me that I'm sure
Yes.
I'm dumb now, but
And then, but I love the fact that you talk about charging what you're worth, and knowing your value. I had the opportunity to interview someone who said the same thing, that when they were looking at a particular price point, and it was their mentor and coach that said, no, don't put that out there. That's not what you're worth. You're worth
Mhm,
far more than that.
mhm.
What kind of, I like to deal with people's BS, right? What kind of belief system did you have to tackle in order to start charging what you're worth, and knowing your value, and
Mhm.
then putting a price tag on that?
One, being in the right circles, I would say, really helped me change what I was charging, because the work that I was putting in versus the work that they were saying they were putting in, and what I was charging and what they were charging was a big difference. And so, it's important for any entrepreneur to make sure that you level up your network. And your network, for me, my network now is crazy. One of my mastermind partners, she just told me she did a 500,000 in 3-4 days. And so it's like, God, wait a minute. So when you surround yourself with people who
Yes.
are in the space of it's possible, you look back and say, why, what am I doing? And it's not so much the people that we're connected to, right? You will say, oh, well, these clients won't pay. That's not the truth. People are going to buy $8,000 bags, and
Yes.
they don't even have $8 in their bank account, and so people understand that people will pay for what they value. And when you bring that to the table and you say, this is what I'm worth, you don't see Louis Vuitton sitting there saying, hey, guess what? We got a discount clearance sale. That's not going to happen. And so
Mhm.
there's levels. And so I do have it where there's the market that is affordable. I say listen, my business is a double A battery. There's the affordable and there's the affluent. Now you figure out which side, but you may get the affordable Lucinda tomorrow, but you may get the affluent Lucinda on Friday. So it's affordable and affluent. And so, we have to figure out where we want to play, and you can play on both sides as you build your business, but understanding your worth and your value is key.
But I like the fact of affordable and affluent, um,
Mhm,
because what I have done and still do on occasion here and there, if there is a restaurant that it may not be in my price point
mhm.
immediately, I go and order dessert. I dress for it.
Right.
I order what I can afford, which is dessert. But I just want to be in that space and
Mhm,
feel that energy,
mhm.
because one of these days I'm going to come in here. I'm going to order entree.
That's
I'm
right.
going to order appetizer. I'm
That's
going to
right.
order dessert. And come on, honey, I'm going to pay the bill for
That's right.
everybody sitting at the table.
That's
And
right.
it has never ceased to happen when I
Mhm.
do that. So I'm feeling that, the
Right.
affordable and the affluent. So
Mhm.
don't be afraid to work with the affordable Lucinda, because when you get in that space and implement the tools and the that she teaches, you'll be able to get to the
Really
affluent.
affluent. That's right. That's
Yes.
right.
Start from where you are. Start.
Start from
what
where you
what is going on in your world right now? What are you doing? You're doing so much good stuff. What is Lucinda doing right now?
the focus is, it's a lot of organization work, which is sweet, right? Contract work is sweet, because it's a ready-made market, and I just bring what I have to the table, and that's one of the great things that I was able to do during this pandemic, was switch from being live Lucinda to virtual Lucinda, and still do the trainings and still show up on the virtual side, even more impactful and, listen, more affordable for me, because I'm a straight diva. But it's working with organizations and companies and corporate is the key now for me. And I think I'm going to follow this moving into 2021 and 2022, because it's just such a sweet space. And then it still allows me to play in the other field where I can be supportive for individuals, business to business. But now it's business to companies, business to corporations. And I am just excited about this whole spokesperson deal that I have. I'm just waiting to just like share and show off it when I can. But that's what I'm looking at is tapping more into the media, and then just seeing how I can bring more of our voices to the table,
Yes.
as entrepreneurs and leaders, who are melanated, and bring what we. So that's what I'm working on now. And when I get that green light, I'm calling you, Dr. Lisa, to say, come on down.
I'm so excited. I because even in this environment, you have redesigned yourself. You have even morphed into more and in a different space, and it's a sweet space. I like it when you say that. I feel that energy too.
It's a
You know?
yummy. It's a yummy spot, but when it's time to work, it's time to work. Right?
Absolutely.
You know, but and it's not one of those, where you hop on a plane, hop off the plane. Like that was real sweet. Like you hop on the
Yeah.
plane, hop off, make your money, make your sales, meet new people, rub
Yeah.
elbows, hop back and go back home and get in your comfy bed to the next flight. But now it's work. It's work. So when it's time to be on, I'm on. So, but the the checks are different. The checks is different. I don't have to get half of a white envelope this week and the other half next week. I just look at my direct deposit. So but going back to your point, for those who are watching and they realize, hey, maybe I'm not charging what I'm worth. It's more of how you see your own value, right?
Mm.
People will perceive you based on how you value yourself. And if they get an inkling that you can be bargained, then they will bargain with you,
Oh
right? They'll
wow.
negotiate with you. Certain things that we bring to the table, certain uh, uh, gifts and talents should not be negotiable. They're non-negotiable because you know how hard, the blood, sweat, and
Yes.
tears and frustrations you had to get to where you are, our experiences, our networks,
Yes.
when someone taps into you, Dr. Lisa, they're tapping into your whole network. So it's
Yep.
a huge value. Same thing with me. They're tapping into my network, the resources, things I've had to learn. So you
Yes.
don't have to do the 10, 15 years of struggle that I had
Yep.
to, right?
Yep.
And so if you're in that season where it's like, man, I'm at rock bottom, celebrate that, but realize you're connected to people who can help pull you right up. And
Oh my gosh. Look, I heard in my mind when you said charging what you're worth and not and when people get an inkling that you are willing to discount it, immediately what I thought is don't be a cheap date.
mm, don't be
don't
cheap.
don't be a cheap date.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
You know how much it costs to go on a date? That's makeup. That's
But that's what
outfit.
I'm
That's
saying.
gas. Then how many
That's what
some people pay for coaching, how many
right,
conferences they went to, how
right,
many, times they sold, how many times they fasted
right.
and prayed. You think, mm-mm,
Right. So
mm-mm,
that's why it came to my mind because I'm thinking everything that you just said and nowadays the
mm-hmm,
training that you get even to date. I mean, we even get, how to meet people and how to socialize and now in this COVID environment how to do it virtually in a virtual space. And then we're going to go on a date and it's going to be a $5 date and it's like, "Wait a minute. The hair alone cost me."
the hair alone cost me 5 days.
And we're not even going to get to the lashes and the
And
makeup and the outfit. So that's what I'm saying. Immediately what came to my mind is, do you want to be a cheap date? Because if you are, that's what you'll get,
mhm,
right? As opposed to if you do a little different price point and know your value, then it encourages individuals to come up and step up to the plate
that's right.
and know what they have to do to court you and be in your space.
That's right.
Um, I don't know. That's for somebody by the
Somebody just
spirit.
felt
Look,
that. Somebody just passed out in their chair. They said, "Yes, Lord."
I don't even know why I went there, but I'm telling you, that's what I heard. So, okay, so we're gonna pull this back around to business, but But I mean, but that's the balance of life, right?
Mhm.
So how we show up in our business is the same way we show up in our personal life. There has to be some consistency there for success.
Yes.
Um, for success. So how were you able to get where you are, being a mom, juggling family and responsibilities, and still be a success?
Asking for help.
Mm,
Asking for help because I wanted to be the Miss Do It All, Miss Know It All, Miss Have It All, and it was looked down upon to get support and help, and then I would allow my pride and my ego to get into play, and that just left me overwhelmed, frustrated. I'm not being a happy mom. Not every day is happy, but I'm not being a happy mom. I wasn't being a happy wife. Just period. Just wasn't even being somebody that you would be, a happy person at times because I was so overwhelmed and overworked because I piled so much on my plate. But I had to learn to delegate. And that is the key word to success is delegate. How much can you delegate? My mother was like, oh, you are just doing the most. You're doing delegating laundry and groceries and house cleaning. Like what is your problem? But I'm like, Ma, while you over there stressed out about what we didn't do, I don't want to spend 15 years talking to them. If I could get somebody to come in and tidy up once or twice a month to do the hard
yes,
scrub, I don't want to spend my Sundays doing that. I don't. I want to spend my Sundays going roller skating with the kids. Like not
yes,
after I had to beat and yell and scream because someone broke something, didn't sweep something, but so, I just had to learn to delegate. And even in business, delegate as much as you possibly can. And, a lot of times people think that delegation costs a lot of money. Your time, you're not going to get back.
yeah,
So if you have to sell 3 books to get, uh, whoever to come in and clean up
yep,
twice a month, if you have to put $100 to the side to say, you know what, for the next 3 months or 2 months, I'm not going to get my nails done. You look, the price of just nails and gel and all of that alone,
yes,
you could have someone who can handle a lot of the things for your business, for your household, and so for your sanity, right?
yeah,
And so, how much can you delegate and make a list of all the things that you have on your plate personally and things that you have on your plate for your business professionally, and see out of that list, what can you and what are you willing to delegate out so that you can have more of your time back.
yes,
I value my time more than ever. I don't care if I'm just taking a nap. I value
yes,
time because I know what it's like being that mom on the go everywhere. I have boys, so this one got basketball, this one has soccer, my daughter has dance, then she has singing lessons, then they have swimming, and then I still got to try to be cute and make dinner. Child.
So get help, get help.
And then I still have to, and then I'm the one where everybody's sleep and everybody's snoring
Yes,
at the computer till 3 a.m. trying to
yes,
figure out how I could get one client and how, and
yes,
to stay relevant and work on my marketing and my sales and look at the budget and balance mm-mm.
yeah, get
Get
help.
some help, get some and ask. I had to fire myself, period.
Mm,
I had to fire myself from my own. Lucinda, do you want to be an employee in this business or do you want to be the CEO? Big difference.
I love it. Fire myself as an employee
Mm-hmm.
because the CEO is not doing all this. So
Yeah,
I'm doing too much. So I have to fire myself.
yeah. Listen,
Wow.
with you, and if you're a mom, oh my God, you're the chauffeur, the chef,
Yes.
house cleaner,
The
the
nurse,
the
the
butler,
doctor.
the doctor, the nurse, the prayer warrior.
Yes.
Sometimes they want you to stand and they think you could perform miracles like Jesus. Listen, and sometimes you're doing homework.
Yeah.
I did science projects.
And you like, wait, I went to school for business and marketing,
And I still
not
got to get up in the
chemistry.
morning
Yeah.
and do this all over again. Mm-mm.
Yes. Oh my gracious. I appreciate I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your transparency. And that's why it was so important to have you on the program today, for you to be able to share authentically um, the behind the scenes, behind the curtain, because
Yeah.
we see Lucinda out front. And I appreciate the fact that people get an opportunity to see there's a Lucinda behind the scenes that is putting in the work,
Hmm.
putting in the time, and bringing that. So you being in the corporate space, when people go to your website, do you have any upcoming virtual events? I know you're speaking everywhere. So what do you have going on right now that we can, how can we support you?
Definitely. I love it. So just by going to lucindacross.com, you'll find out information on virtual events that I personally have. A lot of the other stuff is in-house, but the ones that I have personally are coming up, and I do a lot of them towards the end of the year. So we're actually launching one just for those who have this message. They're speakers. They want to get out there virtually and trying to figure out this virtual space and how to still get paid by their message. We have a 5-week program coming up in starting in November for that. So they can look forward to that on the website, lucindacross.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And for those of you who were not aware, as we get ready to wrap up, Lucinda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I want to tell people the reason how I was able to come across Lucinda was for the blueprint, the BossCon 2020 that I was able to host, where Lucinda Cross was our keynote speaker. And when I tell you she brought it, she brought it. She left it all on the floor. Do you hear me? Keys and nuggets and tools in order to take us to the next level. I want you to be sure that you visit her website and get into the 5-week program that is coming up, because there's nothing better than to finish the year strong. Okay. And in case you missed it, you are able to get the boss bundle, and you are able to get the VIP, where the speaker shared some information, intimate information, and then the general session. And you'll also be able to get my latest book, Making BS Boss Moves: The 4 R's to Achieve Success. So get that boss bundle. Be certain that you reach out and go to Lucinda's website and sign up for the 5-week program. I'm telling you, it'll bless your life. Finish strong, and better than finishing strong, starting 2021 in a better spot. All right. So I look forward to seeing you there, and have a good time until next time on the Blueprint.